Hi, I'm Mary Kelleton with this news update. Curriculum materials under the government's tuition fee-free education policy were distributed to schools in Eastern Highlands Province and the rest of the Highlands region. A component of the TFF subsidy was paid to Protocol Logistic Investment Limited to deliver the curriculum materials to parts of the Highlands region. These images and videos show curriculum materials being distributed to Forapi Primary School in Eastern Highlands. Protocol Logistic Investment Limited has successfully covered all 6 districts of Simbu Province and 8 districts of Eastern Highlands. Materials were distributed to the 14 districts in the last 2 months. Eastern Highlands Education Advisor Wesley Albert thanked the distributor for delivering the materials on time. Segu Junior Day High School in the township of Goroka recently witnessed its 6th grade 10 graduation ceremony. Over 200 students graduated this academic year. Guest speaker at the graduation was Priskalis Mape from the University of Goroka. He reminded the graduating students to work extra hard if they want to continue at a tertiary institution. He said self-discipline, commitment and sacrifice is important also. And down to the coast, Rongo Theological College in East New Britain Province witnessed its 12th graduation ceremony. The event on Sunday, November 19, was attended by distinguished guests and proud parents of 45 graduating students. Among the guests was former politician Semoy Ave. Semoy commended the hard work and perseverance of the graduates and emphasized the significance of their chosen paths, saying their future is in their hands. Semoy spoke of the obstacles he had encountered and the lessons he had learned throughout his journey. He stressed the importance of staying true to one's values and using education as a means to serve humanity. He commended Miriam Moses, a young woman from Milne Bay who successfully completed her master's degree in theology. 2 other young women also graduated with diplomas in theology. The occasion saw the graduates receive their certificates and awards in theology in respective different programs. TVWAN marks a historic milestone with the commencement of the first modern city mall construction in February 2024. A joint venture between NIDC and Modern New Guinea Real Estate, the groundbreaking ceremony featured key dignitaries emphasizing the project's economic significance. Representing the New Island government, Min Keong highlighted the visionary leadership of Governor Right Honorable Chief Sir Julius Chan. NIDC Chairman Chris Tarkup anticipates increased competition among retail businesses, while the innovative design of the 2-story mall aims to transform TVWAN's business district. Despite COVID-19 related delays, developer Roger Lina shows a 2-year completion timeline once materials are on site. In regional news, thousands of Palestinian supporters have again marched through Melbourne CBD calling for an immediate ceasefire in the Israel-Gaza conflict. With the war now entering its 7th week, tensions continue to reverberate throughout Australia.
Marching in their thousands, Palestinian supporters in Melbourne demanding an end to the Israel-Gaza conflict.
There needs to be a stop, there needs to be a ceasefire, and we need freedom in the region.
It's been going on for too long. Political leaders around the world just, turning a blind eye to it.
The protest started on the steps of the State Library with fierce criticism aimed at the federal government for not pushing for a ceasefire. Julian Assange's father was there, finding a common cause with the pro-Palestinian crowd.
If wars can be started by lies, peace can be brought about by truth.
Protesters then set off, marching down Swanston Street and past Flinders Street Station, as others staged sit-ins.
We will never let you die!
It's past time for our government to see Palestinians as human beings and to include our suffering in their discourse and their language.
This is the 6th consecutive week pro-Palestinian supporters have rallied in Melbourne CBD. The support for the cause hasn't diminished. If anything, it appears to be growing.
In a makeshift campsite in Port Melbourne, dozens of protesters have set up a temporary home, aiming to block an Israeli shipping company from transporting goods. Among them is Gazan-born Riyad Al-Adasi, who spent the past 10 days on a hunger strike.
I feel guilty going to sleep. I feel guilty eating. I feel guilty drinking. I feel guilty smiling or laughing.
In Melbourne's southeast, the local Jewish community gathered this morning to fly kites in support of the Israelis taken hostage by Hamas.
Anything that the community does here in Australia in show of support is really heartwarming and it helps. It helps.
Back from an overseas summit, the Prime Minister is also facing questions over his response to an incident between a Chinese warship and Australian divers.
A standard diving operation gone wrong.
Harm has been caused, injuries have been caused to Australian Navy personnel in what appears to be a deliberate act by the Chinese Navy.
As divers cleared fishing nets around the propellers of HMAS Toowoomba, a Chinese warship used a powerful underwater sonar, causing injuries to those in the water.
We do know that that behaviour is unprofessional, we do know that that behaviour is unsafe, and they would have known that. But we don't know if this is part of that directive aggression campaign in the region or poor procedures on board the ship.
The incident happened on Tuesday off the coast of Japan. On Saturday, the Defence Minister issued a statement calling it unsafe and unprofessional conduct. Less than 2 hours earlier, the Prime Minister made no mention of it in a press conference at an international summit in the United States, only saying he talked with China's leaders about trade.
I had a much longer conversation with the President and with Wang Yi as well.
He's boasted about the length and the depth of the conversations that they had when he met them there. He would have known before he left Australia that this incident has occurred. Did he raise this and take this up on the behalf of the Australian people and our Navy personnel?
Richard Marles, as the Defence Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, has raised those concerns in the appropriate way.
With senior government ministers defending the handling of the response and the Prime Minister's office refusing to comment, Anthony Albanese is expected to face further questioning from the opposition about whether in fact he did raise this incident with China's president.
In support of sports, the Kikeri District Development Authority has presented rugby uniforms to the Orokolo-Popo Rugby League Association and Hobo Rugby League. 9 sets of uniforms were presented to Orokolo-Popo Rugby League and the same for Hobo Rugby League in the Ihu LLG. The teams were also given rugby balls, whistles, loudhailers and stopwatches. Sporting gear for teams in the Kikeri Rugby League competition has been a challenge, despite the association running the competition for many years. Rugby League has a bigger following in the district. The district authority hopes Orokolo-Popo Rugby League can get under the Kikeri Rugby League banner because it is recognized by the PNG RFL. KDDA and ISEZ will also be presenting 15 other rugby league teams with uniforms. That's your news update. Join us at 6 p.m. for more. Bye now.
The moment I came into this house, I was just thinking about the same thing, that it will be tough for girls to change their homes. They have to be with new people, also change